The owner of the limousine company behind Saturday's horror crash which killed 20 people is a former FBI informant who went undercover to record alleged terrorists in mosques after fleeing to the US from Pakistan in the 1990s, where he'd been accused of murder, Daily Mail.com can reveal. Shad Hussain, 62, is named as the owner of Prestige Limousines, Akahasi Limos and Saratoga Luxury Limousine, in Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration documents. In the last 2 years, the company has had at least 4 cars pulled out of service because they failed safety inspections. The most recent was the modified 2001 Ford Excursion limousine which was carrying 17 passengers when driver Scott Lisnickia crashed on Saturday, killing himself, all of those on board and 2 pedestrians in the parking lot he came screeching into after running a stop sign in Shahari, New York. Ford has confirmed to DailyMail.com that it never manufactured the vehicles in limousine form, so the one operated by Prestige had to have been modified unofficially. New York Governor Andrew Cuomo said on Monday that the company was now under investigation and is no longer allowed to operate. Despite repeated attempts to make contact with Hussain, he has not commented on the tragedy, and the company's websites are now disabled. But 2010 court documents from the terrorism trials of 4 men who plotted to blow up the synagogues in the Bronx and shoot down planes coming out of Newburgh Air Base reveal Hussain's past ties to the FBI. In 2002, he convinced the Bureau to take him on after being caught running a dangerous DMV scan which helped prospective drivers cheat on their tests. Hussain arrived in the United States in 1994 after fleeing his native Pakistan, where he had been arrested for murder. After his father bribed local police to let him go, Hussain fled the country, using a British passport to leave Pakistan, enter Moscow and then travel to Mexico. From Mexico, he entered the US through El Paso in Texas. From there, he traveled to Albany. Hussain then contacted an immigration lawyer who was then able to get him legal status by applying for political asylum. It enabled him to start working for the DMV, where he was a translator. There, he started a racket where he offered prospective drivers guaranteed pass marks in their road tests or safety quizzes for a fee by ensuring they went to correct examiners. In 2002, the FBI arrested him for the scam. Rather than go to jail, he took a plea deal which involved him working as a confidential informant, and he spent the next several years recording other conversations in the DMV for their benefit, incriminating his friends and colleagues. 4 years later, after filing bankruptcy and buying his son an Audi with money he claimed he'd been given by Pakistan's then Prime Minister Benazir Bhutto, he bought the hotel in Gansevoort which became the Crest Inn. He then was put to work by the FBI to infiltrate mosques, specifically in Newburgh, New York, and look for what he described as radicals. The FBI paid him a salary of $96,000 for the work. He was sent there for a number of reasons regarding other FBI investigations, but I always ask him to keep his ears open if he heard individuals speaking radically, including everyone has free rights to speech, but if it's regarding possible threats, I wanted that information, FBI agent Robert Fuller testified. His work in the Newburgh mosques, particularly the Masjid al-Ikhlas, led, in part to the arrests of James Comedy, David Williams, Anta Williams and Laguerre Payne. They plotted to plant bombs at synagogues in the Bronx Riverdale Temple and nearby Riverdale Jewish Center, and they also plotted to shoot down military planes at Stewart Air National Guard Base. The 3 men were arrested when Hussain drove them to the Riverdale Mosque with explosives. authorities were waiting for them. However valuable his undercover work was, he came under scrutiny as a witness and reliable informant during the trial when it was suggested he had turned off his recording equipment during crucial moments of conversation with the suspects. He was sent there for a number of reasons regarding other FBI investigations, but I always ask him to keep his ears open if he heard individuals speaking radically, including everyone has free rights to speech, but if it's regarding possible threats, I wanted that information. He also failed to disclose to the FBI that he was the beneficiary of a $500,000 trust fund in Pakistan while collecting a salary from the bureau and claiming bankruptcy. There were also claims of entrapment, and even the judge who convicted the four men ruled in her verdict that Hussein's behavior as an informant was troubling. He met Comedy first, and then together they recruited the three others. Hussein, who was known also as Shad Malik, was not at the motel in Gansigourd on Monday. A staff member told DailyMail.com she had never heard of Shad Hussein, instead saying, "The people that run this place are called Malik. I've never even met them either. There are certainly no limos run out of here. We're just here to collect the money and stop the guests killing each other," she said. Another person told the New York Post that the limousine company did used to operate out of the hotel's parking lot, but said it moved 18 months ago. "From what I'm told, they operated out of the back parking lot. They don't operate here anymore," Arnie Cornett said. He added that state police went to the hotel on Sunday night looking for Hussein to talk to him. Cornett claimed he lives in Dubai. Records reveal that he has been sued multiple times, including once by his own lawyer. Hussein has been involved in dozens of lawsuits in Albany County going back to 1997, records show. In most cases he eventually paid up after dragging the matter out for years. In 2016 Hussein was sued by local law firm Tabner, Ryan, and Kennery over unpaid bills which escalated to $42,139 including interest before Hussein finally paid them off in April this year. He paid $1,757 to the Memorial Hospital in Albany after it sued him, and $35,000 to a company called Klein Candy Company after it took him to court. Others who have sued Hussein include the Albany-based ProSkin law firm, a Minimart, the New York State Liquor Board and Western Union Financial Services. Hussein has changed the names of his businesses frequently, and his companies include Wonderland Tire Company, Luxury Taxi, HA Hospitality, Martin's Bicycle, Dream Enterprises. Hussein also has several addresses listed on the lawsuits, some of which are different to his addresses on his public records profile. One of the many addresses the limousine company is listed to is the same Albany address Hussein gave when he was caught in his DMV scam in 2002. The Crest Inn, which has a garish purple statue of a horse outside, gets panned online. "Can't believe this place is open," one reviewer said on TripAdvisor, while another simply said, "Hazardous Inn." Of 29 reviewers, all but 4 gave the Crest the lowest grade of terrible. Paula C. from Boston wrote, "This place was absolutely disgusting. Horrible rooms, not clean, and cockroaches, no shampoo, no iron." The only positive review, going back to 2012, was from Joseph B. of Sutton, Massachusetts, who headed his review "Not a Dump" and called the place this quaint 1960s hotel. Even he admitted there was no light in his bathroom. "I cannot believe that people are so disgusted with this place," he wrote. On Monday, Governor Cuomo said Hussein had no businesses putting it on the road. The owner of the company had no business putting a failed vehicle on the road. "I think the owner of Prestige has a lot of questions to answer," he said.